Welcome back. To ensure that Nigeria contributes to the United Nations Global Compact Initiative on Sustainable Agriculture Business Principles, the Nigeria Economic Summit Group has held a consultation forum for stakeholders in the sector. The Director General of the group, Mr. Frank Nweke Jr., says the contributions of industry players in Nigeria would form part of the content of the white paper and help sustain the policy initiatives of government in the agriculture sector. Our correspondent, Henry Ogunjimi, reports.
Info at Next Group.
Run from the academia, production, finance, processing and distribution, participants gathered at the NESG Summit House in Lagos to brainstorm on how global decisions affect their practice in the agriculture sector and make contributions towards the finalization of the UN's Global Impact White Paper on Sustainable Agriculture Business Principles.
I am an advocate of leadership and followership as shared responsibility. I think it's not enough for us to sit back and complain when we think things are not going well. I really think that as citizens we have a responsibility to engage as much as we can in shaping public policy. We're committed to ensuring that even from the private sector side that we actually keep the issues discussed and the recommendations reached at these sessions in the front burner of national discourse.
The 16 factors identified by the white paper discussed by participants include, amongst others, workers' rights, land use and rights, climate change, biodiversity, protecting children, health and nutrition, supply chains and trade, value chain financing, yield and productivity, small-scale farmers and cooperatives, institutions and infrastructure, all of which, if properly harnessed, will bring desired outcomes.
There has to be improving access to and transfer of knowledge, skills and technology. So all innovations that are necessary, that are key and material to achieving sustainable agricultural intensification has to be respected and has to be used sustainably also.
The Bank of Agriculture has been recapitalized.
It will be recalled that for the first time, the recently concluded 19th Economic Summit entirely focused on agriculture against the backdrop that it contributes over 40% to the nation's GDP, employs majority of Nigerians, but the country still spends huge sums in foreign exchange importing food annually. Hence the need to improve the lot of the sector. Henry Ogunjimi, reporting for Channels Television News.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, says grappling with the challenges of managing the megacity and the well-being of its residents remains the central focus of government. In doing this, the governor insists that the rules of engagement must be clearly defined. He was speaking after flagging off the Lagos Livable City Conference 2013, where he challenged the participants to come up with implementable ideas on matters relating to law enforcement, financial institutions, religious and moral institutions.
Recently, our livability challenge in Lagos was defined by the need to reduce fatalities arising from road traffic accidents. 1 year after implementing an amended road traffic law, the statewide incidence of road traffic accidents from motorcycles dropped from 646 accidents a month to 112 accidents a month. Deaths from motorcycle accidents dropped from 15 a month to 1 a month, and indeed no deaths were recorded at all in the months of August, September and October this year. But that has not been the only reward or result. We have seen the emergence of more street jogging by our citizens. More bicycles are now being ridden by our children, and although this was not initially our objective, we seize on the promise of a healthier, fitter, and less prone to obesity citizenry. This has led us to a reassessment of our road infrastructure designs, and the first dedicated bicycle lanes are on the way as a pilot scheme to support mobility.
First Bank, truly the first.
It's time now for business news, and here's Adeshawa Josh.
That's right, time for business news. A total of 568 billion naira has been distributed to the federal, state and local governments for the month of October. Addressing journalists after the Federation Account Allocation meeting in Abuja, the Minister of State for Finance, Dr. Yerima Ngama, announced the withdrawal of a sum of $1 billion from the excess crude account to complement shortfall in revenue, leaving a total of $3.9 billion in the excess crude account. He also said that the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation paid the sum of 7 billion naira owed the Federation account, while 35 billion naira has been distributed to the 3 tiers of government for SURE-P programs.
We have distributed 525.247 billion this month. In addition, we have the normal SURE-P amount of 35.549 billion, which will be shared among the 3 tiers of government. And then this month also, NNPC has made good its promise to pay 7.617 billion, which will be shared to the states and local government as the repayment due to them from the outstanding amount due from NNPC. We are also happy to announce that this month we are going to distribute $1 billion out of the excess crude account to the 3 tiers of government, and this distribution will be done alongside the distribution of revenues for the month of October.
In other news, the effects of the CBN monetary policies on the economy is of main concern to the players in the private sector. This was the view of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, LCCI, when it presented its 4th quarter report on the economy today in Lagos. Although the chamber admits that despite some other concerns in the country, the macroeconomic fundamentals of the nation are promising. It, however, seeks a reduced interest rate and decline in the cash reserve ratio on public sector from 50% to 25%. Now, the federal government has sold 65 billion naira in bonds with maturities of 3 and 20 years at lower yields than at a previous auction in October. The Debt Management Office sold 35 billion naira in 3-year notes maturing in August 2016 at 12.55%, down from 13.04% at the previous auction, while it sold 30 billion naira in the 20-year paper at 12.98% against 13.26% previously. Total subscription now stands at 139.79 billion compared with 163.89 billion at the October auction. Now to the stock market. Well, profit-taking spree lingered at the capital market for a second trading day as blue chip stocks shed gains, keeping market indicators in the North Territory. Harriet Agbe explains.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. Profit-taking continued at the Nigerian stock market for a second trading day as losses by some blue chip stocks pulled the indicators down. Where investors shaved 31 naira off Nestle Nigeria, 3 naira 25 kobo off Dangote Cement and 3 naira off Nigerian breweries. After shedding 0.90% on Wednesday, the all-share index and market capitalization dropped further by 0.46% to end the day's session at 37,772 points and 12.06 trillion naira respectively. The top gainer remained unchanged for a third consecutive session as corn oil appreciated further by 7 naira 5 kobo to close at 76 naira to lead MRS Oil and Lafarge Cement WAPCO as well as 32 other equities. Among the most actively traded stocks for the day is Transnational Corporation of Nigeria, which is still investors' toast, and is followed by Unity Bank and Zenith Bank. 278.72 million units worth 2.92 billion naira were exchanged in 4,358 deals. Those are the day's trading figures. I am Harriet Agbini.
Well, thanks, Harriet. That's Business News tonight. The news at 10 continues in a moment.
First Bank, truly the first.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Super Eagles opponents Ethiopia arrive Nigeria for second leg clash. Do stay with us.